We'll be open to the public 7 days a week, and we'll have the schedule to the routes on our website, turnto23.com. The eviction moratorium was put in place last year and has since been extended several times. Now, what this does is it will put a pause on evictions for any tenants claiming that they can't pay their rent due to COVID related. And although nothing has been specifically confirmed with KCSO, it does appear that a procession was held earlier tonight. Now, take a look at some of this video. Miles out, just black and orange skies covered in smoke, and as we were driving up these hills, flames were surrounding us on both sides. Now, this fire is growing very rapidly. California drivers had to share the road with more than just bikes. They had to share the road with Bear Son as he made his trek from Los Angeles to San Francisco. A trough of low pressure going to be moving into central California later tonight. Now, that's going to bring us cooler conditions for the next several days. As for tonight, though, all day I've been here for the past hour or so. This door is opening non-stop. Now, I also talked to a couple of those voters. They tell me, and although they don't know the exact date yet, they want to make sure they're ready and prepared at a moment's notice, which just goes to show how much weather plays a huge role in fighting these wildfires. Now, just yesterday, crews were confident in their efforts, but now 24 hours later, quite a bit has changed. Here, where shots were fired just a few hours ago, and as you can tell, much more calm than it was earlier. We do have some sheriff deputies just right down the way as the investigation continues. And for this weekend, Reading cinemas will be closing earlier than usual at 9:35. However, if they do have a big turnout and have been deemed a total loss, but right here, Sensations Lingerie and Maria's Home Furnishing right next door, both of these have had substantial damage. However, firefighters were able to hold the line. Yeah, could you tell why I'm wearing blue?
Because it's cool?
Yeah, we're going to be cooling down for the next week
the set, too.
ahead. Yes, I am. That was all the plan. But we are seeing those cooler conditions compared to this time yesterday, down 6 in Bakersfield, 2 in McFarland. Also seeing those cooler conditions throughout Kern County. As for right now in the valley, we're looking at those upper 80s to low 90s. Now, it's all clearly under construction right now, but we could get a good idea of what their living situation may look like. Now, each bedroom will have a restroom connected with their own bathtub for those mothers and their children. And then right down the hall, we'll see 12 other rooms for those other families. Ski Budge with the city of Tehachapi says they got this idea after a similar program was done near Grover Beach along the Central Coast. And once they brought it to Kern County, the small business loyalty program has raised nearly $60,000. Bion, I can't help but picture, you know, the guy with his little headphones on. I could see that being you. Are you a gamer?
Not currently, but you know, when I was like
you
5, 6, 7, 8.
Has been off of the state's monitoring list for 14 consecutive days.
Sure, there's 1,000 phrases that can really articulate how we feel today. As I said before, we're human at the end of the day. And this is a loss. This is like losing a brother. He died a hero.
Jeremy Storer with the Kern County Law Enforcement Association says fallen officer Philip Campus embodies the model of public service.
You know, I'm sure you guys have heard it before, but law enforcement has a reputation of not running away from the danger, but running forward to it. Deputy Campus embodied that.
And Sheriff Donnie Youngblood also said on Monday that 23 deputies are now on administrative leave following that standoff. But despite temporary challenges that staffing issues may pose, Storer says they'll make it work.
Anytime you take a portion of our personnel away, it's going to affect day-to-day operations. That being said, law enforcement, especially the sheriff's office, I would say, has a history and a tradition of stepping up to those challenges.
Storer says the KLEA will continue to offer support for KCSO.
Tragedy like this affects everybody. It has no biases. So we're there to support everybody emotionally, financially when we can, to be part of the process and make sure that it's as smooth as possible for people.
Storer also says they'll do everything in their power to step up and help the campus family going forward.
As a person, as a member of the sheriff's office, you have our love and support, and anything that we can do to the family or the friends that have been impacted by this, please, I encourage you guys to reach out.
Years. We have 4 children, all of our pictures, our belongings, like everything is gone. It's just so
A devastating scene as the fire grew.
The other dogs are burned in my car right now.
Our cameras were rolling as one family rushed to get out, emotional after losing their home to the flames. And just down the road, neighbors worked for a different outcome.
Some neighbors from quite a ways down came down. They got the hoses and started soaking everything down for me. So I jumped on a hose and started working on the other stuff.
The Stagecoach fire broke out on Monday afternoon in the Havilah area, just south of Lake Isabella. This before prompting evacuation orders as flames quickly threatened structures.
It's just all the living things at my house right now. My husband, my animals. I'm not worried about the stuff that can't be replaced. It's my animals and my husband that I'm worried about.
More than 200 fire personnel worked to gain control of the blaze, tackling the flames from the sky and to the ground on Monday evening, with Kern County Fire's Andrew Freeborn saying the fire behavior is very extreme and presents a unique set of challenges.
This one had difficult entryways and exits into the properties. It had very steep and rugged terrain, and it has a lot of very thick growth of dry fuels.
But one longtime resident felt like the fire department could have done more to save her home.
And we are taxpayers, and we couldn't even get a straight answer as to who made the call to not defend our house. The only house that's ever burned up here.
Freeborn says that every decision made is made with a great deal of thought.
There is risk in what we do. There are lives that are in stake, and we take that very serious. Everyone that's out here working tonight, all afternoon long, has been here for this community, 100%.
For 23 ABC, I'm Kylie Walker, connecting you.